Kia ora guys, Dave here. I'm a Kiwi guy from New Zealand doing reaction videos. Most of them have been scary videos. And if you watched my last one, you would have seen I didn't quite get to pause it at the right time to cut off Callum from Slapped Ham. So today I'm going to do Callum from Slapped Ham. So here we go. Let's get started.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slap Ham. So today we got something a little bit special. It's some bonus content for the week. It's a massive compilation of some of the scariest YouTube videos we've ever seen. So sit back, relax and enjoy.
Enjoy.
For millions of people all around the world, going to church is a weekly activity that connects them with their spirituality. This next clip was aired on EXN, a paranormal TV show in Mexico. The footage starts off normal enough, showcasing a large church full of people gathered around and singing.
Might move my shit down there.
But little do these churchgoers know that they may have been joined by something not of this world during their usual Sunday gathering.
Just so you know, I've got a screen here, got a screen there. And so when I move myself over there, I'll be looking at that screen. When I move myself over there, or there, like I am now, I'll be looking at this screen. I think that makes sense. Anyway.
Take a look at what the camera's caught.
Comentaba que estas presencias siempre han estado junto a nosotros, pero en este caso ve.
A mysterious glowing white figure can be seen sitting amongst the crowd. What's particularly interesting here is that nobody in the group seems to notice the strange figure sitting with them. Given the setting, many viewers have dubbed this figure an angel. The fact that it's pure white and looks to be glowing has left many people in awe that this congregation may have been graced by the divine. But as always, I'll throw this out to you, the viewer. What do you think's been captured on camera here? Let me know down below. The following video was featured on Fox 2 St. Louis and tells the story of a man named Doug Loaders and his son Kyle,
Hey,
who was
Doug.
a football player for the local youth team in Fenton, Missouri. Sadly, Doug's son Kyle passed away at the young age of just 20 after getting into a car accident with a truck on Highway 40 at Winghaven. He was on his way to a game he was scheduled to play that day. Months later, a man named Brian Roth was taking a photo of his grandson and his teammate at the exact same football field that Doug's son Kyle was headed to when he got into that fatal accident. All seemed perfectly fine at first until Brian took a look at the photo. As you can see, there's a strange white figure to the left of the boys. Upon seeing this, Brian was equal parts fascinated and a little freaked out simply because he had no idea what was happening in the photo, so he submitted it to Fox 2 St. Louis, who covered the story. When Doug saw the story, he and the rest of his family became convinced that the figure seen in the photograph was that of Kyle, hovering over the field and giving it his watchful eye. So could this really be Kyle's spirit hanging out at the football field that he loves so much? While there's no way to prove this for sure, if it gives Doug and his family some peace of mind, then that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm not really going to comment too much if they think it's Kyle, so leave it to it.
The following clip was uploaded by the YouTube channel Church of Christ for the Family.
Another bloody churchy one. This is where all the poltergeist stuff happens.
Was recorded back in June of 2012. The footage in question was taken by a man who was filming his daughters inside the church. As the two girls sing and the rest of the churchgoers clap along, something strange seems to happen right in front of the videographer. Take a look. An almost transparent figure appears to move in front of the camera.
Looks like the
church
cameraman saw
believes
it
that
too.
the figure is an angel visiting their place of worship. In the description of the video, the church says that the man filming was not only able to see this apparition in the video screen, but that he also saw it with his naked eye, confirming that there was indeed something there. Is this genuine footage of an angel roaming the halls of a church, or is there another way to explain the sighting? In 2018, a Michigan couple were relaxing at home when they got an alert
hang on,
from
hang
their
on, hang
home
on, hang on, hang
security
on, hang on,
system.
hang on. Move my stuff again. There we go. Now you can see the full description.
That movement had been detected out the front of their home. When they checked the feed, they were puzzled by what they saw. Homeowner Glenn Thorman was stunned to see something hovering over his truck. The bizarre image prompted Glenn and his wife, as well as their pastor, to believe that an angel paid them a visit in the middle of the night. The Fox News team who covered the story spoke to Pastor Don Piper about the strange image. A number of years ago, Piper was in a car accident where he believes he actually died and visited heaven, then returned back to earth after being resuscitated. Pastor Don Piper believes Thorman's image does indeed show an angel, and that angels are around us more than we'll ever know. According to Piper, when he died, he was carried by a large number of angels up to the gates of heaven. And if the story is true, then his confidence that there was an angel in Thorman's driveway does make for a fascinating conclusion. So what do you think? Is this really an angel? Love to hear your take on the image in the comments section down below.
Pretty cool if it was.
7-year-old Asher Lyles from Texas loves to play around with his mum's phone. Asher and his family were on a plane flying back to Houston after visiting relatives in Washington. Asher got bored in the middle of the flight and asked his mother Kerry if he could take photos with her phone. The family thought nothing of it. While she was scrolling through her son's photos, Kerry noticed all of them were normal, except for this one. As you can see, there's a cloud that resembles a person with open arms.
With open arms.
Kerry uploaded the photo to her Facebook profile. Friends and family were stunned at the strange image. Kerry believes that the figure floating around in the sky is Asher's guardian angel, saying that he's always had something.
Journey. That's who sings it. Open arms. Anyway.
Watching over him and protecting him. Asher has Down syndrome and his mother believes he's always had a sixth sense when it comes to people needing a comforting hug or a big smile. She says that she'll never know the definite truth behind the image, but is taking comfort in her beliefs and says that she was just happy her son was able to find some joy in his photos. This video was uploaded to the YouTube channel Scott Nuber Official in December of 2015. It shows a large sermon taking place in a church in Pretoria, South Africa. Everything seems fairly normal until around the 2-minute mark, when the cameras catch something odd in the crowd.
I need to move my stuff again.
It looks as though a large array of white glowing figures are standing amongst the other churchgoers. Some commenters have said that this is just a bunch of people dressed in white, which is making the camera pick up on it brightly. But that doesn't seem to be the case, as there are other people in the same room wearing white that aren't glowing in any way. Most people in the comment section, however, praise the Lord, firmly believing that this is a sign from God. So what do you think? Is this a camera glitch, or is something divine playing out before? What do you think? Firmly.
There's also people at the back there that are glowing too.
Most people in the comment section, however, praise the Lord, firmly believing
praise
that
the
this
Lord
is a sign from God. So what do you think?
See,
is this a camera glitch,
there,
or is something divine playing out before our very eyes? Take another look and decide for yourself. In mid-2013, 19-year-old Katie Lentz was driving along Route 19 near Center, Missouri, when she was struck head-on by a drunk driver traveling in the opposite direction. Lentz was pinned in the front seat of her convertible. When emergency respondents arrived, Lentz's vital signs were declining rapidly. She asked the officials to pray with her, when suddenly a man who appeared to be a Catholic priest appeared out of nowhere, despite a 2-mile perimeter blocking the scene. This strange man approached the wrecked vehicle and began to pray. A member of the rescue crew said that when the man was praying, there seemed to be a complete calmness that fell over the entire scene, putting all their minds at ease and making them feel more comfortable despite the dire situation. What's perhaps even more interesting is that allegedly the firefighters that arrived on the scene said that their equipment was strangely not working, but as soon as the mysterious man appeared and started praying, their equipment suddenly started to work again. Eventually, Lentz was able to get out of the dangerous wreck. However, when she went to thank the priest for his prayers, he was nowhere to be seen. The disappearing priest was so puzzling that local authorities had a sketch artist draw up an image based on descriptions from witnesses at the scene of the accident. This fascinating and intriguing story captured the attention of thousands of people when it was picked up by national news coverage. Those who saw the story couldn't help but wonder who the mystery priest was and how he managed to help Lentz in the face of danger. Regardless of who he is, Lentz can take comfort knowing that if she ever finds herself in a similar situation in the future, her strange guardian angel may just appear out of nowhere and help her again. In May 2021, Coventry local Rebecca Glassborough took a group photo with her friends and thought nothing of it. However, when they later reviewed the photo moments later, they were all shocked at what they saw. In the picture, we see the group of friends posing together. On the left side of the photo, we see what appears to be a blurry-looking woman with dark hair and a grey face, hovering just above one of the friends. Glassborough emphasised that this was not an individual who was part of the group. After spotting the figure, the group explored the apartment for any signs of what the face could be, but found no reasonable explanation. There were rumours in the neighbourhood that a woman had died in the bathroom of the apartment that this photo was taken in. Without knowing how to explain the strange figure in the photo, Glassborough admits to having a few sleepless nights, wondering whether there's some kind of ghostly presence in her apartment. So could this ghostly figure be the very woman who passed away in the apartment? While there's no clear answer, hopefully the photo's owner can solve the mystery and get some sleep soon. While attending a ghost tour of a famous former slaughterhouse in the village in Mansfield, Nottinghamshire, visitor Tanya Copeman felt a sudden urge to snap some pictures while down in the dark cellar. In the photo, we can see the cellar covered in a bright green carpet. A door stands in the middle with a sticker of an alien on it. But the creep factor gets cranked up to 100 when we look at the far right of the image. While initially hard to see, we can make out a terrifying, ghoulish face staring directly into the camera upon closer inspection.
Can we?
The photo's owner didn't initially notice the dreadful looking face until later when she looked through her photos. At first, she thought the eyes of the figure were simply two bright white lights. Of course, this all changed when she saw the outline of a face. The couple then contacted the tour guide, who double-checked CCTV footage of the cellar and confirmed that no one else had been in the room with the group when the photo was taken. That's when the tour guide suggested that this could be a ghost of one of several monks who allegedly burned there hundreds of years ago. He even tried recreating the photo to see if he could catch the presence again, though he was unsuccessful. Historians say that an old barn once stood on the property. Prior to the 19th century, it was said to be used as a hideout for monks seeking refuge. One day, the barn was set alight and 7 monks perished in the blaze. Interestingly, Tanya had said that she felt her face go hot when she first entered the basement, even before knowing about the priests who had burned there. She believes the burning sensation is connected with what's been caught on film, and that there's no other way to explain what had happened besides referencing the paranormal. Now, if all this sounds familiar, it's because we featured footage from the village in Mansfield just a few weeks ago. The clip we shared shows an eerie smoke blowing through the property.
I think someone's having a vape.
This was captured by a CCTV camera during a seance conducted by full-time paranormal investigator Lee Roberts. He too referenced the tragic fire that took the lives of several monks. So given the evidence, is something supernatural really happening at this old heritage-listed building in Mansfield? User Small Bees uploaded this eerie photo to our Slaptam subreddit. They took their nephew to the Kemah Boardwalk in Texas for a fun night out. In the pic, we can see a large splash pad area, with the Redditor's nephew looking down in the middle of the frame. To the immediate right of the child, there's a strange shadow. If you zoom in, there's even what looks to be a partially formed leg. Small Bees said they took numerous photos that night and they all seemed normal, except for this one. Most other Redditors were creeped out by the photo and were sure that this was evidence of something otherworldly. One viewer did say that this could be a case of motion blur. Perhaps the original poster had captured another child in motion who appeared blurry on camera. The original poster disputed this, showing another photo of a child running in the same area. While there is a little bit of motion blur in this second image, there are definitely no dark shadows near the children. While there's no way of knowing for sure what's been captured in this image, the dark shadow and the partially formed leg does make one's mind wander into the realm of the paranormal.
Can't even be the reflection of the water.
In 2016, the aunt and uncle of Redditor Caramel Watermelon were on a ghost tour of the Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky.
You know what I mean.
The aunt diligently took photos of all the rooms they visited, just in case they caught something supernatural. Sure enough, in a dark, dusty room that was once used as a children's play area in the sanatorium, something showed up on film that wasn't there in person. In the eerie photo, we can see a large, empty room. In the back of the room, in the doorway, we can see a small, dark shadow. From a distance, it resembles a girl.
But if you zoom in, it'll be E.T.
Waverly Hills was opened in 1910 to house tuberculosis patients. At the time, the local area was being ravaged by tuberculosis or the White Plague. In 1914, a children's wing was added, for not only kids suffering from tuberculosis, but also children whose parents contracted the awful disease. Over the years, it's been dubbed the most haunted location in the United States. The Redditors aunt explained that in this particular room where the photo was taken, the children of the sanatorium would gather to play games. As such, many commentators on the photo believe that this is the ghost of a little girl who once played here. Some Redditors noted that the figure seems to have disproportionately short limbs. Given the morbid history of Waverly Hills Sanatorium and the years of suffering and death that have played out amongst the halls of the old building, it's possible that the spirits of former patients do indeed linger here.
Any small patients. Tiny formula.
Reddit user Kirkster1986 captured a bizarre incident on film one night that he had to share with other ghost lovers on Reddit. On the 9th of May 2021, while taking
it back. Oh, you can see it. Never mind. Here.
With other ghost lovers on Reddit. On the 9th of May 2021, while taking a nap on the couch, the Reddit user's home security system detected movement in the living room. In the first picture, we see the Redditor lying down on his couch, sleeping. However, judging by the timestamp, a fraction of a second later in the second photo, the blanket has been lifted off the Redditor. On top of him is what looks like a crouching shadow figure. Here it is, zoomed in. There were plenty of theories as to what's happening in these photos. Some jumped to the idea that this figure was actually a succubus. These demonic entities have been noted in historic literature all around the world for centuries. Folkloric tales refer to a feminine supernatural energy that haunts men in their dreams. Typically, these entities sit on the dreamer's chest and suck the life force out of their victims. From Arabian mythology to Buddhist scriptures and European folklore, it's interesting that these disparate cultures all refer to the same supernatural entity. One that visits you in your dreams, sits on your chest, and sucks the life out of you. Could these photos confirm a thread of truth running through the mythology behind the infamous succubus? Take another look and decide for yourself. Haunted hotels make for the perfect spooky outing. Reddit user cplats123 decided to get their fright on with a visit to Hotel Mead, a supposedly very haunted place in Montana. The building's history stretches all the way back to 1875, when it was first used as a courthouse. In the 1890s, it was transformed into a bustling hotel, where many of the town's big events and socials were held. The hotel was made into a makeshift hospital when epidemics hit the city, including smallpox and typhoid. In the 1940s, all the townspeople left the city, leaving the building abandoned. Fortunately, Montana State Parks decided to renovate the building and present it as a visitor's center. Nowadays, visitors and workers on the building alike have reported countless sightings of all types of strange manifestations, with most of them believed to be previous residents of the hotel. In the photo shared to our Slaptam subreddit, we can see a room on the hotel's second floor. On the right side of the doorframe, we can see a strange strand of curly blonde hair.
Someone left their wig there.
The Redditor explained that in 1916, a young girl named Dorothy Dunn had drowned in the hotel pool, and her spirit is said to haunt the second floor. The uploader said that they took the photo because they're fascinated by old-fashioned doorways that have internal windows on them for airflow, so they grabbed a quick snap, thinking nothing of it. Some commenters thought the girl's hair looked too vivid to be a ghost, and that there was probably just another person in the room when the photo was taken. However, the OP insists that the room was empty when they walked by and snapped the photo. So could this be a glimpse of Dorothy Dunn's spirit? Or is there another way to explain the photo? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
Here's a wig.
There's someone at the door, and it's not your long-awaited delivery. Reddit user VeggieShite420 captured something with an accidental Snapchat picture that's been making people want to bleach their eyes out. In the image, we can see the Redditor's living room.
Bleach your eyes out.
Take a look at the doorway on the right-hand side. Here we can make out
hang on.
figure wearing a white
Hang
sweater.
on. Alright, move this again and play.
Pants. The head of the figure looks like it's sunken down into its torso. Take a look at this brightened version of the image. It's worth noting that the Redditor didn't seem to notice this horrifying figure at first. In fact, they posted the image asking about two small lights on the left side of the photo. In the pitch black under the window frame are what resembled two bright eyes looking inside the home. Most people shrug this off as either lights from an electronic device or an animal. Instead, they were far more
At least you can see that one.
more interested in the freaky floating figure in the doorway. So what do you make of this unsettling photo? Love to hear your theories in the comments section down below. In late August 2020, two pilots on two separate commercial flights reported seeing something unusual flying through the sky. While approaching LAX at around 6:30 p.m, an American Airlines pilot radioed air traffic control to report an unidentified flying person at about 3,000 feet in the air. Listen to the call that was made.
Tower, American 1997, we just passed a guy in a jetpack.
American 1997, okay, thank you. Were they off to your left side or right side?
Off the left side, maybe 300 yards or so, about our altitude.
Then, a pilot on Southwest Airlines also reported the sighting. Take a listen.
We just saw the guy pass by us, jetpack.
The mysterious jetpack man continued to be spotted by commercial airline pilots over the span of several months. Then, in December 2020, visual confirmation was released by the Sling Pilot Academy via ABC 7 News. A flight instructor managed to get some footage of the elusive jetpack man flying some 3,000 feet in the air.
Wow.
This took place around the Palos Verdes Peninsula, just south of LAX. Local law enforcement and the FBI launched an investigation into the infamous jetpack man, sometimes referred to as Iron Man, but were unable to track down the individual. Then, in July 2021, Jetpack Man struck again and was sighted for the 4th time flying near LAX. The puzzling thing is, there are only a handful of jetpack manufacturers around the world, and almost all of them are not for sale to the public. Stranger still, most models available only have enough room for fuel to reach heights of around 1,000 to 1,500 feet, about half the height Jetpack Man was seen cruising at. One theory put forward is that it's actually a mannequin strapped to a high-powered drone. Recreational drone users, however, aren't legally allowed to fly higher than 400 feet, but I'm guessing if you're flying a mannequin near commercial aircraft, you're not exactly one to play by the rules. So as it stands, Jetpack Man remains unidentified. To all our Los Angeles viewers, you'll have to keep your eyeballs peeled for a sighting of a real-life Iron Man.
Right, so I'm going to stop it there, mainly because my dog is playing up and you may have heard her running around, scratching stuff. She even tried to get pets. You may have seen me over like this because she was nudging my leg. I think she wants to go outside and play. So I'll play Slapped Ham's final little bits that he normally does for his outros. And then I'll sign off.
Enjoying our longer compilations, then check out that one on the top there. Otherwise, there's a massive paranormal playlist here you can binge on for hours and hours. Leave us a comment down below, pulverize that thumbs up button as usual. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
Pew! Right, so that was Slapped Ham. Can't even remember what the video was called. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you're interested in subscribing, subscribe to me. I'll leave a link to Slapped Ham's video down in the description. And yeah, subscribe to me, subscribe to him. If you got any requests on what I should do next, let me know. I've done one of Peter Kay. That was pretty funny. Could do another comedy one. I'm interested in that. Anyway, signing off. Thanks for watching and take care. Ka kite anō.